Bang, bang. We got the Brooks Hyperion Max 2 in the house for some miles. We also got a new training journey, mission, build. Like I said yesterday, new build coming tomorrow. And if you want to follow along on the journey, not just of me, but of other hobby joggers, and if you want to get inspired for your own journey and be in a community of people who get after it daily, check out the Supwell app. I'll put the link in the description below. The Supwell app is the community, the marketplace, the group that I started for people who want to get better at running, who want to enjoy their running more, make running a bigger part of their life. We have the buy, sell, and trade running shoe marketplace. So if you have a shoe like the Hyperion Max 2 that you put 5 or 10 miles in and you want to pass it along to another hobby jogger and make a buck doing it, you can list it on the Supwell app. You can also find lots of great shoes and all the sizes on the Supwell app. Plus, we have the training forum and some new stuff that I'm cooking up that will be added to the app soon. It's $1 per month. Right now, Charlie keeps begging me, encouraging me, cajoling me, coercing me to raise the price. I also talked to the platform developers this week, and they're saying, bro, you're undervaluing the service. You got to raise the price. So I'm probably not going to raise the price for the people who are signed up because that doesn't feel right. Those are the OGs. Those are the day ones. Shout out to my day ones putting in work on the Supwell app. I'm not about to mess around and raise the price on you. But hey, if you're not signed up, then maybe the new price is going to go up. And then you won't be able to get in for $1 a month. So it's $1 a month right now. Go ahead and sign up. If you want to put in the work daily, get in with us. Let's go. Enjoy today's video. You can get mad or you can get motivated. If they ever say, are you sure? You know what you should say? Well, you find out when you watch the video. Yeah, it's fair. No, what?
First by everybody knows rules.
Fire. Super chocolatey. All right, man. We're back at it. Back at it. I don't know if I was ever not at it. But we are back with a mission, back with a plan, back with a goal, back with more miles. Sub 230 marathon journey starts today. The thing is, we've been on a journey since February 2020. So it's all a continuation of the same grind, putting in work daily, getting the miles in daily. The thing is now we have a focused direction for the miles, and that's what the last block taught me. And it's not about a dang I think I can manifesting. Let's just sit around and drink dandelion tea and manifest things. No. It's about, all right, I have a goal. Let me come up with a plan, and let me execute. It's a 3-step process. You come up with the goal, you make the plan, and then you execute every day. And that's what I learned from the last block. Man, preparation, that was one of my biggest weaknesses when it came to marathon training. If I focus on the preparation, and then I execute, I can hit the goal. So that's what we're going to do again. We're going to I was gonna say run it back, but man, there's not really any running it back because every time is different. No two blocks are the same. And that's the beautiful thing about running. Each block stacks on top of the next one. So last time, 239. Before that, it was a 249. That was a lot of miles, but it wasn't a lot of focused training. Before that, it was the 119 half marathon. And what I was able to do over the past year was to take a 119.28 half marathon PR. That was exactly a year ago, October 2023. And I was able to extend my endurance at that 6:04 speed into my marathon pace. Gotta put the gloves on. It's getting surgical out here. It's getting real surgical. So October 2023, 6:04 pace for the half marathon PR. This was actually during an Ironman relay. I just did the running part, but that's 13.1 miles at a 6:04 pace. And then this year, exactly 1 year later at Chicago, I was able to run a 240 or 239, exactly 239. So if you double 119.28, that brings you to 238.56. So basically a 4-second margin of difference. I was able to double that 119.28 to be a full marathon pace in 1 year. And man, that was not a soft half marathon PR, that 119.28 in the Ironman. That was a weird race. I was going all out. And so I was able to extend that with 12 months of mileage building, with 12 months of consistency, and with 12 months of working on the pace. So my hypothesis right now is that if I continue to grind, I can extend my half marathon pace again to be my full marathon pace. I don't know if it's gonna take 6 months. I don't know if it's gonna take a year. I don't know if it's gonna take 18 months. That's the beautiful thing about the training journey. There are no guarantees. There are only commitments. We commit to putting in the work daily. And that doesn't mean putting up a 20-piece daily. It means doing the little things. It means taking care of my body. It means going to bed at halftime. It means not drinking alcohol. It means fueling properly daily. So I'm stepping back in with a focused intensity with 229 on my mind. 229, that's knocking another 10 minutes off of the marathon time. But you know what? When I'm locked in and focused and believe in myself and set out a plan, goal, plan, execute, I know that I can do it. So I am going to be sharing this with you all. I don't know if I would say fun, but I enjoyed sharing the journey to 239 with you all. But I didn't put it out there. I didn't say, hey, I'm going for sub 240, sub 240 this, sub 240 that. What I said last time was, I'm going to train at the 62 VDOT level in the Daniel system. So I'm going to train at the maximum level I can right now with my fitness and execute well and see where that lands me. This time around, I'm saying, I'm going for that 229. That's my next goal. I am laser focused on that. And we're going to do it. So there's a few checkpoints, there's a few marks that we have to hit. First, we got to get the 115 half marathon. We just got to get that out of the way. That's 13.1 miles at a 5:43 pace. We just got to knock that out. Given where my fitness is now, I could probably hit that with a few months of training. That's the first. We got to work on some speed endurance at faster than race pace. Because right now, my race marathon pace, 6:04, that felt so smooth and so controlled at the Chicago Marathon. I was able to dip down to 5:43 pace throughout that race when I needed to. Anytime I needed to speed it up, to surge, to gain some ground, I was able to do that. So now I need to make 5:20 pace feel like how 5:40 pace feels to me right now, which I have not been able to do. And then the last thing, there was one more thing. We just got to keep stacking the miles, consistent long runs, and believing. Man, in each time, there's this common phrase, common belief in running. The faster we get, the harder it gets to take time off. Maybe. but there's also a learning curve in efficiencies. So the longer that we've been training, the easier it gets to make the correct optimizations, the correct improvements. Now this is my third, fourth time locking back in seriously and committing myself. And this is the first time I'm putting out there publicly. So if you want to come along on the journey daily, get in with me. We're kicking it off today. Getting some miles in the Hyperion Max too. Oh man, I called the first version of these the David Goggins of running shoes. Bro, these are out here on some stay hard as well. Gosh dang, it's a firm shoe, man. I almost pulled for the Mach X2, but then I saw my guy Barrett posted a review of these on the Supple app, so I thought I should take them out. They look clean. They feel firmer than a bull cow's rear hind on a Alabama Sunday. Oh, gosh. Goal, plan, execute. Goal, plan, execute. Goal, plan, execute. So we already have the goal right now. Plan, we're still in recovery and transition mode. So I ran the Chicago Marathon now 9-10 days ago. I am not 100% back to train at full training level. I need probably a week more, and I'm also still rebuilding my mileage. I hit 72 miles last week. This week probably won't hit 100 again until next week. This week will probably be 70 to 80. So plan for the next few weeks, get the structure of the system back. So Tuesday, workout. Thursday, workout. Sunday, long run. I did 16 long run on this Sunday. Today's Tuesday, so we're gonna get a workout in. So last block, I found a lot of success with switching between 2 and 3 workouts per week, and mainly having the long run having intensity in it. So doing marathon pace during the long run. Right now, I'm not in peak marathon training, and I'm not gonna jump right back in to a build and try to get 229 out of the gates. I'm gonna sign up for another half marathon, or for a half marathon, work on some faster speed. Matter of fact, I might sign up for a half marathon today. I might do that today. And of course we have turkey trot season coming up. So that'll be another opportunity to get some faster speed in. But because I'm still in recovery and transition mode right now. Tuesday is typically when I go faster than race pace. I'm gonna keep it light today. I'm not gonna be banging any crazy 5:17 pace intervals. I'm gonna run back the 6x800 workout we did last week and see if I can take it 10 to 20 seconds per mile faster. Last week I ran it right around my last marathon pace, 6 flat. This week I'm gonna see if I can take it 5:50, 5:40. And that's the goal, man. We have to be focused. 5:43 pace. That's the new target. That's what we're building towards. How many miles in a row can I string together 5:43s? Right now, probably about 10, 11. So we're gonna take the next few months, extend that. Marathon training is all about endurance at a specific speed. First, we build the endurance through the volume, especially as hobby joggers, because we're not coming from a big running background. First, we build up our general endurance, and then we work on extending our endurance at a specific speed. And that's why I was able to run such a strong 2:39. No fading, no cramping, because I'd worked on that pace and it felt so controlled. Mile 1, man, this shoe is firm. It's also cold, and this shoe has, so the foam has some EVA in it, ethylene vinyl acetate, and that gets even firmer in the cold. But the bounce is good, and the geometry is nice too. It's pushing me along. So I think this is gonna be a great pick for running these 800s. So this is the thing I really want to get across today. There is no secret sauce. There's no magic formula. There is no silver bullet. If you've watched this channel, you've heard me say this. It's about consistently working to get better, believing in the goal, and going out here and executing. That's it. That's it. It's not about the science. It's not about the data. It's not even about the drip or the swag. It's about coming out here and being consistent and executing. And that's the only thing that separates the people who go and who get it and who accomplish the goals, and the people who sit there and ask questions and put out skeptical energy. It's a lot easier to be a skeptic, saying it's gonna take this long to do that, and you can't do this, than it is to come out here and do something every day, to do something daily. That's the new motto, man. I'm gonna get it tatted right on my heart. Daily. Daily like John. Let me tell you a story, man. I was 1 month out of college when we found out Charlie was pregnant for the first time. You know what I said? Aight, bet. Aight, bet, let's go. It's time to man up. It's time to man up. And we had a family friend. You know what she said when we told her? She said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" am I sure? Am I sure what? Don't be an are you sure person. Man, that's why I'm really motivated. I've had the are you sure people my whole entire life. Are you sure you're not applying yourself? You're not gonna be able. And I've also had the people who said, no, you gotta go harder. You gotta pull it together. You've got potential. Let's go. And it's because of those people that I've been able to do what I've been able to do. And now I'm trying to get out here and put in the work daily to get better. Got a lot of people out here talking about some are you sure? Meanwhile, we're out here on the roads getting active, chasing our goals. Let's go, first rep. Are you sure? I bet. I bet. Let's go. First rep, right on 5:39 pace. Talking about some are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to doubt me? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to doubt me? Are you sure? Man, a lot of people, this is the last thing I'll say about a lot of people, and then we can focus on us and what we're gonna do. But man, the pain and the sickness I felt after running the 2:49 marathon earlier this year, knowing that I had more. Knowing that that was not my best. And then hearing a cacophony of scientific degenerates talking about some, you're running too many miles. You shouldn't do a 26-mile long run. It's gonna take years to break 240. A scientific community. All the logicians. I was sick to my stomach. It didn't even matter what anybody else thought. Go watch the video, Coast Guard Marathon. The race report I did, driving back to the Airbnb. I looked like a shell of myself because I knew that was a subpar performance. And then I doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down and quintupled down and sextupled down. Hold on. Morning. I don't know what the 7 thing is, but I 7-tupled down and octupled down and nanotupled down and decimtupled down on the mileage and the focus. And we knocked 10 minutes off. So in the words of 4-2 Doug, it's time to go again. It's time to go again. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to doubt me? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to doubt? And we're putting that work in. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and doubt it. All right, next rep, let's go. Rep 2, 5:35 pace. Here's the thing about the are you sure people. A lot of the are you sure people are terrified of what it takes to be great, to do something different. They're scared of the hard work the consistency and the commitment, and they can't comprehend the level of dedication and sacrifice that goes in to getting after it. But I'm here to tell you, it's not scary. It's not scary. If you're an "Are you sure" person, let me convert you to be a sicko. All it takes is a little bit every day. A little bit every day. This is one of my favorite things that I learned from Larry June. So Larry June, he's my favorite rapper. He drops something like an album every month or two in 2019, 2020, 2021. He was in a bad record deal. They wouldn't let him drop anything. He got out of it, and then he just started grinding. And he's a single dad, and he would wake up every morning at 5 a.m. to record music in his kitchen before his son woke up. And then he would do all the dad stuff, take his kid to school, make him lunch, pick him up. I listened to this interview he had in Rolling Stone, and he said, a lot of people think, and I'm paraphrasing, a lot of people think it takes this painful level of dedication to be successful. And me, speaking now as myself, sometimes it does. But what he said is, it also takes doing a little bit every day. He would record for 3 hours a day. It's not this crazy staying up 15-hour nights in the studio. And that's my approach now too. All it takes is a little bit every day. If we're running 3-4 days a week, not doing the little things like recovery, nutrition, and sleep, yeah, we might have the right to say, "Are you sure?" Because we're not believing in ourselves and investing the small amount of time every day to get after it. But if we get out here and run at least 30 minutes, 5-6 times a week, get the requisite number of calories and micronutrients to recover, run 1 or 2 days of intensity a week, bang out a 2-hour long run each weekend, then we're on the path to being a sicko, knocking down goals left and right. It just takes a little bit every day, a little bit every week. Let's go. Rep 3. Let's get it. Woo! Rep number 3. Legs are feeling it today. So this is what I've learned. The goal might be terrifying. Taking 10 minutes off of marathon time, that's a scary goal. But if we plan properly and we've proven to ourselves that we can execute consistently, it's not as scary. And it can feel simple and doable. But me personally, I had to prove to myself over the course of 2 years that I could plan and execute. And now I've done that. So now I'm throwing down an ambitious target. And we're gonna formulate the right plan and execute appropriately to get there. Now I'm gonna bang out the rest of this workout. Hold on, I had to show you this. If you watched the videos last week, you saw me tiptoeing in my Jordans across that little thing right there, because they were redoing the street. Now look at this. Beautiful blacktop. Beautiful, fresh blacktop. So we have 2 more left. Last 2 were at 540, I think 542 and 544 pace. I'm still missing 5% of the zip in my legs, so I'm not pushing it too hard. This is also supposed to be a baseline check, see where we're at. Still need 1 more week to get back to full recovery. That was another one, 544 pace. We got 1 more of these, and then we're gonna jog it out. Jog it out. The last one here. And then we're home free. Let's do it. Chest up, slight forward lean. Roll into it. Woo! That's how you build. That's how you build. Let's go. So I'm gonna cap it at 6. Same number I did last week. I had in my head 8, but I went faster than last week. And I also have to remember everything is relative right now. So even though I was running these only at 544 or 540, a pace which at the end of my last block felt very comfortable, I have to remember my legs are still recovering. So even though aerobically my heart rate probably wasn't getting past 160 on these reps, so roughly 80% of max, which is around marathon pace, I have to remember my legs need to catch up. And also thinking about general areas of my fitness to improve right now. My aerobic conditioning, think general endurance when I say aerobic, my endurance is really strong from running 100-mile weeks. I'm spending just as much time per week running, if not more, than elite athletes. And because I've been able to do that for a year and a half, I can wake up any weekend and do a 3.5 hour long run at a relaxed pace, keep my heart rate and effort low throughout that, and recover. However, because I don't have a speed background, I don't have a track background, I'm not as efficient at faster paces. I need to work on my running economy, so keeping the effort lower at faster paces. So that's going to be a huge focus for me, building leg strength and speed at 5-minute and 4-minute paces. And then of course I will maintain the 100 miles a week. So my plan right now, it's not to increase my mileage a ton. I can get faster at the same mileage level, or even I could probably drop down to 80 miles a week and still get faster, because it's easier to maintain an area of fitness than it is to build it. It's the maintenance principle. I just like running a lot. It helps me mentally. So probably not gonna drop the mileage down. I'll keep it where it is, but focus on one thing at a time. And right now, it's gonna be leg strength and speed as we rebuild. I don't know what the Subaru stack sign was doing. But yeah, we're at 7.5 miles right now. I don't train by heart rate, but it's just kind of annoying when I look down and it's tracking my cadence. So it was tracking my heart rate accurately, and once I started hitting this cool down, started tracking my cadence at 175. And then look at that, it just dropped down to 140. So that's why you can't trust the wrist-based heart rate. I don't care enough about tracking heart rate, and I actively dislike it because sometimes it holds me back. But I mean, if you're gonna have it, I just wish it were accurate. But I don't care enough to get the armband. We're at 8 miles, almost 7.6. I'm gonna jog it out to 12, get some more aerobic mileage in, and then we can call this a morning. Matter of fact, we can call this a beautiful morning. The only thing we're missing is a Waste Pro sighting. Talking about, are you sure? Must not have seen the 100-mile weeks, week after week after week. They must not have seen us dropping daily. They must not have seen us moving our family thousands of miles to get into a better environment. Talking about some, are you sure? Boys don't even know about 2019. Talking about, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? You sure you want to doubt us? They don't want to doubt the slugs. They don't want to doubt the slugs. They do not want to doubt the slugs. Talking about, are you sure? They must not have seen us beat the road so hard this summer it was begging for mercy. They brought out the beast. Are you sure? First they wanted to come for the foot strength. Then we dropped a 27 piece in the streak fly on their heads. Then they wanted to come for the mileage. Guess what? We're at 4,000 miles this year already. Then they wanted to come for the vibes. Said we didn't know how to train. So we dropped a 239 on their heads. Are you sure? You sure you want to doubt us? Let's go. Up your best. Guess what, man? When they're doubting you, miles. When they don't think you have what it takes, miles. Good day, miles. Bad day, miles. Miles. It stacks. It stacks. Each block stacks. Each week stacks. Each day stacks. That's all there is to it. Woo! That's another 12. Another 12-piece clock in, clock out like we're working the night shift. Clock in, clock out like it's 2013 and we're bussing tables at cobblestones trying to run it up off some tips. Clock in, clock out. 12.08. That's a Tom Brady, Kobe. 1 hour, 23 minutes and 26 seconds. 6 minutes and 54 second per mile pace. They don't want you to yell, so we gotta whisper. Real G's move in silence like gnocchi. Subwell running the most turned ASMR channel on YouTube. Alright, man. Hyperion Max. You cannot spell Hyperion without hype. And you cannot spell Max without axe. And we've got an axe. We're chopping, we're swinging daily. It's a new motto, man. I'm going to get it tatted like Tupac. It's just going to say daily right on the stomach. Like Trevor Noah. These boys on that John Oliver schedule dropping weekly. That's not going to move numbers. You got to go daily. They call me the run game Trevor Noah. Like my guy V said, I'm going to grind till I'm old and gray like I'm Tony Hawk. All right, enough of the shenanigans behavior out here. 12 miles in the Hyperion Max. That was only my third run in this thing. I love when I pick the perfect shoe for the job. And that's what I've been trying to do more on this channel. I fell back into the trap of chasing mileage, trying to get 100 miles on shoes. And I said yesterday, that was my last 100-mile review. I'm not doing that anymore. But we pulled for the Hyperion Max today, only about 30 miles on this guy now, but perfect. Perfect for that run. Protective, lightweight for the amount of stack you get, and fast. Now, soft and comfortable is nowhere in the shoe's description. It's not an uncomfortable shoe, and there's nothing wrong with it. But this thing, man, this shoe is the one saying, are you sure? Are you sure you want to hang back today? Are you sure you're going to take it easy? Are you sure you really want to chase your goal? That's what this shoe is saying. It's that alpha fly type behavior. I nicknamed this the fire-breathing dragon after the first run. So this midsole here is a supercritical TPEE and EVA blend. TPEE, that's what's in the last version of the Adidas Light Strike Pro, which was the top layer of the Boston 12, the Adios Pro 3. It's a bigger runner MVP. Most valuable polymer. Mileage vibing polymer. That's what TPEE is. And then you mix that with the EVA, the ethylene vinyl acetate, and that's going to give it some more durability. And you also have the plastic plate. My thing with this shoe is I'm not quite sure it needs the plastic plate, but I guess it is decently flexible, this foam. And I called the lower stack version of this, the Hyperion, my favorite speed training shoe of the year. This is right up there, but from a more protective standpoint. So bigger runner MVP, man, these chickens are back out here getting it in. It's crazy. Talk about daily. These chickens are going daily. Can you see that guy's tail right there? I call that guy Devin Booker. That's his nickname. Yeah, this thing was fast, perfect for this run. 12 miles, lots of support and structure in the forefoot, and it encouraged me to get up and go. So this workout. Hey, shout out to the Wreath putting in work. But this workout, we did 12 miles with 6 rounds of 800, and guess what? That's 3 miles at our goal race pace. We're depositing it, and we're just gonna keep building. And the more consistently that we run 100-mile weeks, and the more consistently that we run and keep stacking at this 540 pace and work in some faster pace, the easier it's going to get to run it. I've done this now 2, 3, 4 times. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep stacking. This is day 1, 3 miles at race pace already within a 12-mile run, and we can just keep extending that race pace. The endurance is there. The aerobic conditioning is there. So what I would say takeaways from this workout, if you are watching, well, first thing, goal, plan, execute. If you don't have a goal and you just have this idea of I want to get fitter, I want to get faster, having some sort of a goal is going to be hugely helpful for helping you do that. So goal, and then plan. What does it take to get there? And maybe we'll drop some Supwell training plans. I don't know. And then execute. We just got to get out here and get it every day. But man, working some time at race pace, that is the number. I always say things are number 1. Number 2. Number 1 is consistent mileage. Number 2 is miles at race pace. So now that we have this target, 229, that is a 543 per mile pace. That's what I'm going to be focused on each week, getting that 543 per mile pace. Hitting the checkpoints, a 115 half marathon. We got to run a 235 marathon. That's another workout. We can consider that a workout on the journey to 229 and being consistent. All right. Speaking of that, we got to be consistent with our fueling. I'm going to hit a shower and then we can refuel. Supwell Kitchen, get the day started, and we'll pop out with some more miles later. This is what it takes, man. Consistent mileage. Get in with me. This is for the channel for people putting in the work. Quick refuel. and speaking of timesheets, clocking in, clocking out, I literally have to do timesheets for my job. Makes no sense to me. All right, quick carbs here so I don't turn into Bane on a Zoom call and get fired. We're going orange juice, leftover. This was the most fire thing that Charlie made recently, or the most fire, what is this even called? Overnight oats? Chia seeds, oat milk, the oatmeal with the cocoa powder. It slaps. Chocolate chia oatmeal. And eating wholefully, what do you even call it? Healthfully whole food. It doesn't have to be boring and bad. It can be fire like this. Then I'm going to do a banana. So a little 3-piece action right there. Go do my timesheets. These boys got me doing timesheets, P. Man, client service is really getting on me about these timesheets, man. I got to go do timesheets. Timesheets? Talking about some timesheets? Timesheets. Timesheets? Timesheets. Hold on, we gotta Kobe this. Hey, Kobe. Timesheets. Timesheets? Playoffs? Playoffs? Timesheets? These boys trying to track me. All right, lunchtime, we went for emergency chicken sandwiches. It's not always pretty. But the thing is, these chicken little things here, these chicken things, Jack and Annie's jackfruit nuggets. They're made from jackfruit plants, which is kind of cool. How much protein is in this? 7 grams per 4 nuggets. So not a whole lot of protein, but some calories. We're also gonna go, watch this, homemade honey mustard. You gotta hit him with that homemade honey mustard. Charlie's laughing at my emergency lunch. Thing is, she's laughing, but she's not. I don't even know. She's making this. She made leftover salad. That's down bad. She pulled up with that damp lettuce, trying to laugh at my lunch. All right, now to make this 3% healthier, baby wild arugula. Baby. These are the Dave's buns, by the way. Dave's Killer buns. Man calls himself a killer just to sell some bread. It's disrespectful. All right, not my finest hour here, but food is looking marginally, moderately slim right now. But look at this. And it's also the vegan parm from Trader Joe's. So that's some good calories on the Refuel to get back out there. I'm also going to do a coffee, probably some Noon. By the way, I ordered some Element because the new Noon formula, and man, I've been using Noon for almost 5 years now. The new Noon formula is not good. So I might be permanently switching to Element. Stay tuned on that front. I didn't even tell Charlie about this. Breaking news. Had to hit him with the non-dairy oat creamer, brown sugar, real quick. Just real quick. Bang. Thing is, you don't even need the cap. It doesn't even splash. Afternoon latte action. I don't usually do this latte style, but I was just craving one because it's fall. It's now hard. It's not gentle autumn. It's hard fall. And Charles said this is the best one. She says it's better than any of the pumpkin spice nonsense. Non-dairy oat creamer, brown sugar. Shout out to Trader Joe's, Barista Joe's, putting in work. All right, man, hobby barista. Let's go. Look at that. Look how thick and creamy that is. Little boy still talking about supercritical TPEE. Go get you some supercritical oat milk. Bang! I'm going to have to mess around, draw a little slug in here. Or a shoe. All right, one sip. Everybody knows the rules. Man, Charlie was not lying. That is straight gas. Oh my goodness, that's straight gas. I'm going to mix it up, get a little more like, holy cow. Yo, if you have not tried this, get you some non-dairy oat creamer and then the Simdral. I'm sure you can buy this on Amazon for $10. Mess around, change your life. Charlie used to say the steamed milk changed her life, and I would make fun of her. But this might just be an epiphany right now. Whew. Forget 2:30. I'm going to coffee school. All right, man. Run number 2. Run number 2. What shoe should we do? I already know what shoe I'm going to do. ASICS Nova Blast 4. We got to hit the door. We got 12 miles, but we need 8 more. Let's go. But I'm not a rapper. Alright, man. Run number 2 here. Now, a lot of the time, recently, I've been doubling in one shoe to do high mileage tests. I actually already got in a double day in the Brooks Hyperion Max earlier this year, and I've just been wanting to revisit the Nova Blast 4 because earlier this year when I tried it, man, this is one of my favorite daily trainers of the first half of the year. Comfortable, cushioned, good price at $140, a lot of stack. So we're going to run it back this afternoon, reacquaint ourselves with the Nova Blast 4. And for these afternoon runs, and a lot of people are on the double threshold. I know that's the new elite trend, doing 2 workouts in one day. And I'm not on that level, but I just think for most of us hobby joggers out here, if we can be consistent with 1 or 2 workouts a week and then stack mileage on top of that, that's my general philosophy. So these second runs are not a time for me to go out here and destroy my body. It's just another chance to get some good miles in, maintain that aerobic base, because that's going to be the foundation that we build all the intensity on top of. The additional miles, that's what's going to allow us to take the 3 miles of race pace that we did today and extend it over time to be 26.2 miles of continuous pace at a 5:43 per mile clip. All right, let's do this thing, then we can close it out. Whew, man. These first few doubles back after a marathon are always so tough. 8:23, look at that. Kobe LeBron, Kobe Jordan. 1 hour, 27 seconds, 7 minute and 21 second pace. That's per mile. We don't do kilometers over here. But yeah, these doubles are always tough getting back into it. I always have to rejigger my nutrition and fueling. Fueling was on point today. I know we had those weird jackfruit sandwiches, but perfect amount of calories. And we're good to go. But yeah, it's just the legs, getting the double legs back after a hard effort. Now, I did do a 20-mile double last week in the Super Blast. And dude, I know I was struggling with the feel of that shoe,
But the foam, and I've said this before, the race foam in there is great performance-wise. So it was a lot easier to hit the double and the Super Blast than the Nova Blast. And I've got to say, in general, when I was out there, I was wishing that the Mag Max was on my feet. I was wishing that even the Skyflow or the Prima, there's just a few shoes that have come out after this guy that have taken its spot. So this is now booted out of my top 5 daily trainer list. And I was something about it. It almost feels like I need to jam my heel down. It feels like I need to heel strike more. And if I land with my foot toe pointed up and jam this back end down, that's where I get the most juice. I land pretty flat-footed, slight heel to roll. When I do my normal flat-footed to slight heel strike in this and the Super Blast, same thing. It doesn't work well. I was getting that choppiness. Oh, man, yeah, Nova Blast might be booted out after today. Another 20-piece in, stacking, more consistency, more miles. Let's go. Let's close it out.
Bang! Recovery drink today. Non-alcoholic mango wheat. One sip, everybody knows the rules. Oh, it smells so good. Ooh. Mango wheat beer, NA, after a 20-mile day. That's fire. Like I said, man, being more healthful or more performance oriented doesn't have to be boring. Still pop out with an NA beer. Even bust down a little CBD seltzer if you want that action. But quick word on the shoes for today. So Brooks Hyperion Max 2, we used this for the 12-miler this morning with the 800 6x800s at, let's call it half marathon pace right now, around 5:40, or goal marathon pace, what we're working to for the 2:29 marathon. This was great. This was the perfect shoe for the job. Protective. Oh, by the way, I was thinking about a new way to score shoes. Hear me out. Drip, protection, speed, versatility, grip. Maybe a few others. But in terms of the comfort and protection, this is great. The speed, it's great. The firm or the foam, a little Freudian slip there, a Litterian slip there. The foam is firm. This is a firm shoe. It's not a comfort-oriented shoe, but it is decently comfortable for what it is. But this is going to be that protective speed shoe. So for a 12-mile workout, this is exactly what I want. I do not want much lower stack than this, and the higher stack, more protective shoes, in my experience, give me more comfort and confidence to attack a workout like this, especially 9-10 days after a marathon where I'm still recovering. And yes, we're almost 2 weeks out, we're a week and a half out, but I'm still recovering. Some studies have shown that for recreational runners, you can have muscle damage. And by the way, every time we do a hard workout that we need to recover from, we're damaging our muscles. We're putting little tears in our muscle fibers, and then when we sleep, our body recovers. And when we do short recovery runs, we send more growth hormone through our body to recover. And that's why I drink this stuff instead of alcohol, because the real alcohol can impede that recovery. So it's minor things like this, but it all adds up. It really does all add up. Where was I going with that? Yeah, for longer run workouts, I like to be more protected. This was great, bouncy, and it encourages running with strong mechanics. Shout out to my guy Barrett, who put a review of this up on the Supwell app. He was spot on. It's a nice change of pace from some of those max stack, super max stack shoes like the Mag Max and the Glycerin Max. It has more bite, more teeth to it, and I can really get the legs turning over. I could have hit 5:10, 5:20 pace in this thing, and I'll probably do another workout hitting pace in this thing when I'm ready to hit those paces. Today, 540, that was more than fast enough for me. We're not yet quite inching back into those big fitness building workouts. These are still maintenance, recovery, rebuilding workouts. So shout out to the Hyperion Max 2. If you're looking for a fast, fun, firm shoe that's going to be protective, this is a good pick. Now next up here, ASICS Nova Blast 4. I was less pleased with the performance on this for the second run of the day. Now the second run of the day, this is to get the body moving, to build that endurance. And as a newer runner, yes, I'm a newer runner, I've only been doing this for 4 years, I need to maintain my endurance as best as I can. I need to get as many miles as possible. That's the goal for me. Get as many miles as possible while still being able to hit the big fitness building workouts when they come. Thing is, I could run 130 miles a week every week, and I've done, well, not 130, but I've hit 120 consistently in the past, but I wasn't able to really crank up the legs and hit those fitness building workouts. So I've discovered, for me, the type of athlete I am, I have a strength, a relative strength. I over-index in the ability to recover and to run higher mileage. I'm not saying this to brag or to flex, but saying it so that we all hone in on what our relative strengths and weaknesses are. I have a relative weakness in hitting fast, high-end speed. I've run 1 mile in my entire life faster than a 5-minute per mile pace. Now, there's a lot of guys out there putting up 430 miles, putting up 420, 410 miles that haven't cracked 245 or 240 in the marathon. A lot of them because they just haven't trained the right way. So I'm just saying that because I know what my strengths are, especially right now, and I've built a strength of endurance, and I've built a strength of having the ability to have a long time on feet. But fast, high-end speed isn't one of those strengths. It's like talking in circles. That's why I run these double days. And this is what I want. Oh, let me do a quick review of this, and then I'll get to what I wanted to leave you all with when it comes to marathon training takeaways that you can implement into your training. But this is not one of my favorite shoes anymore. And throughout the whole life of the shoe, I've always said it opens up after an hour. It's a shoe that works better for a long time on feet. And at $140, it's the best marathon training shoe, the value per mile. And it still is a nice option if you want a lot of comfort and cushion packed in. But man, with the $160 shoe market, Hoka Skyflow, $180 Puma Mag Max, $180 Supernova Primo, all those other shoes that are more expensive than this, $20 to $40 for me, now feel worth it. Man, the Mag Max, especially with the durability I know that shoe is going to have at 100 miles, it was only getting better. It had not declined at all. I would go for the Mag Max 7 out of 7 days out of the week. And there was a lot of times throughout that run where I was just wishing I had the Mag Max on. So I had some good miles on this one. I'm not going to say it's not a bad shoe, but with the shoes that have come out, it's not one of my favorites anymore. I'm going to need to revisit the Vomero 17 soon because that's one that's at 200 miles for me and is just a solid daily. Does the job of this, but it's also on sale for $90. So this is not one that I'm going to be recommending a lot anymore. I have seen some leaks of the Nova Blast 5, and that's using FF Blast Max, so a new foam. A new foam that should be much bountier. Hopefully they clean up the geometry a little bit so it's not as slappy, but we got the miles in, another 20 piece. This is what I wanted to close out on. Takeaways. I am of the mind right now that if you want to become a better marathoner, especially if you're in that level of fitness where you're trying to break through 3:15, trying to break through 3 hours, the best workout you can do, and what I've found the best workout, most effective workout for me, is the 20-mile day. Now, whether that's the 20-mile long run on the weekend, building up to that and being able to do that consistently, or it's this 20-mile double day. Now, not everyone can run 20 miles in a day, but doing 12 on a Tuesday, 8 recovery run on a Wednesday. If you're in that sub 3 range, that 12-mile run should take you about an hour and a half, give or take. And the 8-mile run should take you about an hour and 5, an hour and 10. So you can work that in. The 20-mile day for me has been such a cornerstone of my endurance. It's been such a cornerstone of my training program because building the time on feet then means I can extend the period of time that I'm training at race pace because my body is used to the mileage and it's used to the volume. So everything stacks. Everything stacks on top of each other, and that's why I'm coming back out here for the 229. We're ready to take it to the next level. I am sure. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'll be back tomorrow with another video. One more thing, closing out the workday here, post-run snack. We have oat milk with the Cascadian Farms granola. This is the no sugar added granola. Trying to clean up the sugar intake. I don't know. I like sugar. I don't know. Almond butter and then a banana. I'm really hungry for dinner, but this will hold me over for dinner. And then, of course, some water. Haven't had any noon yet today, but I'll do that later.